Good morning, dear hearts. Welcome to another new device and to lesson 156, and please subscribe. The lesson today is lovely, and it is a perfect continuation from yesterday of I will step back and let Him or truth lead the way, because today's lesson is I walk with God in perfect holiness. Now, the other thing is there are many lessons, a treasure trove of previous lessons that weave into today's lesson, and it is just lovely. And I'm sure, even though I'm sure I will mention many of them, you might find some others that I did not mention, because this is how far along we have come together on this beautiful path, this journey that we are on. So, if I didn't say it, please subscribe, and I walk with God in perfect holiness. Today's idea but states the simple truth that makes the thought of sin impossible. And in lesson 36, that my holiness envelops everything I see, we're told that indeed sinless is without sin, and that is who we are. Makes sin impossible. It promises there is no cause for guilt, and being causeless, it does not exist. Without a cause, nothing exists. It follows surely from the basic thought so often mentioned in the text that ideas leave not their source, which was in lesson 45, that God is the mind in which I think. We were told then that an idea never leaves its source, and we are an idea from within the mind of God, and we have never left that source. If this be true, how can you be apart from God? How could you walk the world alone and separate from your source? And the answer, of course, is we cannot. We are not inconsistent in the thoughts that we present in our curriculum, and this is so important. That is the beauty of this course. It is consistent. Everything builds one idea to the other, reinforces it. It never changes the thought. It never says, well, wait a minute, they said something different in lesson whatever. No, it is, or in the text, it is perfectly consistent. Truth must be true throughout if it be true. Truth is true and nothing else is true. It cannot contradict itself, nor be in parts uncertain and in others sure, because if it did that, it would not be the truth. You cannot walk the world apart from God, because you could not be without Him. God goes with me wherever I go. He is what your life is. Where you are, He is. Where you are, He is. There is one life, that life you share with Him. Nothing can be apart from Him and live. There is one life, and that I share with God. Yet where He is, there must be holiness as well as life. No attribute of His remains unshared by everything that lives, and everything that lives has all of the attributes of our Father, because everything lives because of God. What lives is holy as Himself, because what shares His life is part of holiness and could no more be sinful than the sun could choose to be of ice, the sea elect to be apart from water, or the grass to grow with roots suspended in the air. And that's just a ridiculous thought, isn't it? My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. There is a light in you which cannot die. In lesson 44, God is the light in which I see, and light reflects life, we were told. Also, it harkens back to lesson 15, telling us about those little light edges that we start to see when we start to have true vision. We really see with Christ's vision. Then there is a light in you which cannot die, whose presence is so holy that the world is sanctified because of you. All things that live bring gifts to you and offer them in gratitude and gladness at your feet. Now just listen to these descriptions of gifts that we receive from our Father. The scent of flowers is their gift to you. The waves bow down before you, and the trees extend their arms to shield you from the heat and lay their leaves before you on the ground, that you may walk in softness while the wind sinks to a whisper around your holy head. How beautiful is that? These are all of the beautiful gifts that are extended to us, but yet we may not recognize them as that. But in truth, they are. They are gifts being extended to us, letting us know, reinforcing the fact how much we are loved by our Father. The light in you is what the universe longs to behold. All living things are still before you, for they recognize who walks with you. The light you carry is their own, and thus they see in you their holiness, saluting you as Savior and as God. Accept their reverence, for it is due to holiness itself, which walks with you. Who walks with me will be asked in this lesson. And we know that from yesterday, we are walking with God and we walk to God. For it is due to holiness itself, which walks with you, transforming its gentle light, all things, transforming in its gentle light, all things unto its likeness and its purity. Light attracts light. Life attracts life. This is the way salvation works. As you step back, the light in you steps forward and encompasses the world. I will step back and let him lead the way. It heralds not the end of sin and punishment and death. In lightness and in laughter is sin gone, because its quaint absurdity is seen. I can afford to laugh at fear thoughts, knowing that God goes with me wherever I go. It is a foolish thought, a silly dream. They're hammering next door. Not frightening, ridiculous perhaps, but who would waste an instant in approach to God himself for such a senseless whim? Yet you have wasted many, many years on just this foolish thought. The past is gone. And in lesson 7, I see only the past. And now we get to realize that the past indeed is gone. It is not here. The past is gone with all its fantasies. They keep you bound no longer. All of the thoughts from the past, all of the grievances from the judgments from the past. The approach to God is near, and in the little interval of doubt that still remains, you may perhaps lose sight of your companion and mistake him for the senseless ancient dream that now is past. All of my fear thoughts, all of my dreams, all of the illusions, they are gone. And so now instead I'm going to say and ask, who walks with me? The question should be asked 1,000 times a day till certainty has ended doubting and established peace. Today, let doubting cease. God speaks for you in answering your question with these words. I walk with God in perfect holiness. I light the world. I light my mind and all minds which God created one with me. The entire sonship is illuminated today as we ask and get the answer. Who walks with me? We walk with God in perfect holiness. That's it for today. So many wonderful things in this lesson. I hope you got all of the interconnectedness from previous lessons with this one. Remember, we're practicing 5 minutes in the morning, at least 5, 10, 15, maybe more. And in the evening, before we put our head upon the pillow, the same. And at least once an hour. But this tells us this question should be asked 1,000 times a day. So perhaps as often as you can remember today, ask, who walks with me? Who walks with me? And you will receive an answer, and you will feel uplifted and joyful because of that answer. So please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Please smile. What a joyous lesson this is. And please breathe in this wonderful message. Release it so that it can go and touch others. And please be here tomorrow, maybe without the hammering. I don't know. So, namaste.